welcome everybody to our monthly webinar series from the Tech Care Association. I want to thank everybody for attending today. And, you know, we've only got an hour of time, so I want to respect everybody's time like we normally do. We will finish up promptly at 3:15 Eastern. We're going to meet some really cool people today. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panel for us. The first gentleman, unfortunately, won't be joining us today, and that's John Bumstead. For you guys who know John, he's an amazing refurbisher of Apple products, and he buys a lot of stuff from recyclers. Really interesting stuff and something any of you could add into your shops. I'll cover a little bit about what he does, and I have a brief video, but I'm kind of bummed he's not with us today. Terry Ballantini is a guy I love, and Terry, you're the first guy to be a repeat guest on one of our webinars. And you're a very unique guy. So welcome, Terry.
Thank you.
Terry has a company called Normal Gadgets, which he and his wife started. They do a ton of repair work, great stuff, but they also have an esports business as well. And we'll talk more about that today and how some of you guys might be able to incorporate that into your business. Josh Hample is joining us today. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going, Rob?
Good, good. So Josh runs a company called Certified Cell. We're going to be talking about what they do and how it can help out your repair shop and some things that you might be able to offer. And then we've got some other great folks too that I am kind of meeting for the first time. A few of you, I've talked to y'all a little bit. Amanda runs Tech Rehab out in West Texas and does some really cool stuff. We're going to be talking about what she does, especially with the Amazon Hub that she runs out of her location. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Glad to be here.
CoCo is next, and I'm so excited you're here.
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you guys hear me? Sorry about that. I was on the wrong link. It happens.
No worries. No worries. I'm so glad you made it because you do some stuff that John does. So I'm glad we've got you on there. Austin is also joining us from Obsolete Electronics. Say hi, Austin.
Hi, great to be here.
Great. Great to have you, Austin. Austin's got a really cool niche doing iPod classics and, you know, iPod work. That's amazing to me. And we'll learn more about his business here in a couple of minutes as well. And then Alex, Sondi, Alex is in the 3D printing business and does some really cool stuff that we're going to learn about also today. So say hi, Alex.
Nice to meet you all. Happy to be here.
Awesome. And then last but not least, and she gets her own slide, this is a last minute fill-in. So when John had to drop out last night because of a family emergency, I contacted the folks over at Gilware, and Laura graciously agreed to attend our webinar today. So thank you, Laura.
Yes, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. And I love the work you guys do. So we're going to have some prize drawings at the very end of the webinar. So you got to stick through the whole thing. This week, we're going to be giving away a custom built iPod Video 5.5, 128 gigabyte from Elite Obsolete Electronics. So that's going to be really cool. And you're going to get it in the color of your choice. We'll be giving away some t-shirts like we normally do. And we'll be giving away a $100 Visa gift card from the Tech Care Association. Certified Cell will be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. And we've got a special offer we'll talk about in a minute from Gilware. And then Alex is going to be giving away a 3D print from their print studio. So we're pretty excited about the giveaways. We'll have those at the end of the webinar, though, so stick through to that. Anybody who joins at a paid level is going to get a free membership upgrade to the next level. And you can see that on our website under the membership information. Anybody who joins today, or I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it the next 48 hours, and I'll tell you why in a second, but is going to get a free t-shirt. So anybody signs up within the next 48 hours gets a free t-shirt from Tech Care Association. And then Gilware, here's their special offer, which is, I think, great. All you've got to do is sign up for their affiliate program. We'll have some info on that at the end when Laura speaks. By close of business on Friday. And you're going to get a gift box sent to you from them, which is very generous. And then they're going to have a drawing this weekend for $100. So is that straight up cash, Laura, or how you?
I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's a great question.
It's $100. I would say, you know, that they may get you with Bitcoin, but you know, if it's Bitcoin, that may be being worth more. I don't know.
Exactly.
So that's very awesome. Thank you so much for that. So let's talk about John here real quick. Like I said, I wish he was joining us today because fascinating guy. He's been doing this for 14 years. And you can see some pictures here of some of the stuff he does. So what he does, though, is he buys from recyclers in his area, okay? And you can see in a couple of those pictures there, the haul he has from these recyclers. And we're going to see a video here in a second of what he does too. But he brings in stuff to refurbish and recondition. And then, sometimes he's got to recycle or scrap stuff as well. But he's able to make, I assume, a really good living. Again, if he were here, he could tell us, or maybe he wouldn't. But he does a really good job with working with local recyclers to buy product from them and then make a profit on the back end. That's something any of you repair people out there could be doing, okay? And CoCo does something similar. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But I want you guys to watch this video about John's business and just get an idea of what he does.
Hey everyone, it's John with Roadkill Incorporated, and obviously I did a pickup today. I already brought it back, so I'm about to unload. Lots of iPads, lots of vintage machines, relatively few laptops. It's interesting, if you look at my videos from a couple of years ago, it's mostly laptops and barely an iPad, but now it's the reverse, big time. Hard to say why. It might just be the particular recyclers I buy from. I have a theory that, in 2012 or so, most schools kind of slowed down buying laptops and started buying iPads and Chromebooks instead. And as a refurbisher buying from recyclers, I'm basically 10 years in the past as far as what I'm buying. So I'm wondering if that period is starting to kick in terms of what I'm seeing in my inventory. So that could be, it could be mostly iPads in my future. Hard to say. I don't really mind, honestly, if that is the case, because iPads are proving pretty easy to process and sell off. Even if they're locked, managed, smashed, that kind of thing, there are people out there who do buy them. So as long as you get them cheap enough, you can still make money on the worst of the iPads, as long as they're not iPad 1 or 2. Those are pretty much scrap at this point. But yeah, so hard to know what the situation is. Maybe it's just the particular recyclers I buy from with their particular customers. I just don't know. And I'm still getting iBooks and PowerBooks by the hundreds. So, why am I getting stuff that old if the MacBooks are already fading out? It doesn't make any sense. It never makes any sense. Yeah, this business just doesn't make any sense. Even in terms of sales, like right now is really, really slow, but it doesn't make sense that it would be slow right now. Typically the slowest period is somewhere in, January to March range. Typically there's, a month or 6 weeks of really slow sales in that period. That's the most predictable slow period. But beyond that, it's impossible to predict. I've had slow Christmases, slow Christmas seasons. So, it's all just kind of random, it seems. It's hard to tell what forces.
That's a little video from John. And let me just, again, really wish he could have been here today. But here's some resources for you guys. Because again, this is a really valuable business to be in if you're in the repair industry. John's info is there on the left-hand side of your screen, his website. He's got a great Twitter feed to follow and a great YouTube channel as well. So make sure you do that. Now, if you want to find some local tech recyclers in your area, here's 3 resources that I would recommend to you. This will go up on a recording on our YouTube channel, which our YouTube channel is finally going to launch, by the way, guys. I'm really excited about that. And these webinars will be posted there in the future, so you guys can watch that. But join Terra, sustainableelectronics.org, and eastwards.org. 3 different resources where you can go and find recyclers that are in your area. And that's really key because, they want to offload a lot of stuff. You just make connections with them, show up when they get, bigger shipments in or when they have sales, and you can go in and buy this stuff pretty easily. There's some recyclers out there too, friends, that actually give this stuff away, okay? They don't realize the value of some of this stuff. And so they're just like, hey, take it off my hands, that's fine. So check into that, and it's a great resource for your business, like I said, to be able to add that. So let's go ahead and move on and talk to Terry a little bit. Terry has been, again, he's our first repeat panelists, which I'm so excited. I love Terry. He's got a lot of great things going on. But one of the things that they started a few years back was a esports arena that worked beside. I mean, basically, you're connected, right, Terry?
Yeah, it's one large complex, about 4,600 square foot.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about, how you got into esports, how everything started, in the beginning, because I know you had your repair business going and then started this later on, right?
Exactly. So we started Normal Gadgets back in 2012 and had done very well throughout the years. And my wife basically knew that esports was a emerging program, especially here in Central Illinois. We've got 4 different universities that's actually in our city, and they're all into esports, and some of them are nationally ranked. And they were just starting their process. And so what we wanted to do was move to a larger facility. We only had a 1,200 square foot space that we were doing the repairs. And we found this space along the same strip of road that we were on, thousands of people go up and down, the streets. And we decided that we were just going to jump into esports. I didn't know a lot about it, but I soon learned. And I talked to all the universities, and then other universities in the different cities around here came to our facility after we built this, and just asked us, how do we do this? How do we attract the additional patrons, the additional gamers to come in? And we wanted to do this not only for just the functionality of giving, something for, get gamers or kids or adults to come and do, but it would drive traffic as well into Normal Gadgets and increase our revenue. And that's kind of what we did.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, these are tech savvy folks who've got a lot of technology. So yeah, I mean, it just kind of goes hand in hand. Now, I didn't ask you this ahead of time. So before I show the next slide, which I previewed for a second there, it's your pricing. Is it okay if I throw that up on the screen?
Yeah, you can show pricing. So, it depends on what you do. So what we do typically is if you just walk in, you pay per hour, per 3 hours, or per, all day type of a thing. And then we've got VIP and all that you can pay for. Then you have tournaments. The tournaments, kind of how you set this up for individuals is, you do a $25 or $30 buy-in, $10 to $15 goes to the house, and then the 10 to 15 goes towards the pot or the tournament. That's how you roll those. And then you can make a profit, but you're bringing individuals in. We have a cafe, that we sell pizzas, that we sell drinks, that we sell snacks, things like that. We have party rooms for birthday parties, which are very popular all the time. You got a streaming room that you can come in and stream and do your items. And then it's the tournaments. If you go back that one slot, shows a big tournament that we've had with 120 gamers that basically from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the morning, playing Call of Duty. We drove in people from Florida, from Texas, from Washington, D.C. that came and participated in these tournaments for a $6,000 bounty. So
nice.
Having something, it doesn't have to have, our system has 30 PCs, 10 Xbox, 10 PlayStations, 2 Switches, and then the cafes and everything. You don't have to go that far out. You don't have to have a 4,600 square foot space. You can do this in a much smaller space and have, 2 Xboxes, 4 Xboxes, 10 Xboxes, and some PlayStations. You don't have to have gaming PCs or Alienwares. It just draws in a side business for us. But you can do this as a means of pacifying kids while you're doing repairs, or something for additional income or tournaments.
Yeah, I love it. And with the retail space, I got a picture here of the outdoor of your space, and also just the shop, right? Just to prove to everybody you actually do repair work. But commercial real estate right now in some areas is pretty cheap or pretty reasonable to get into. So as we get out of COVID, and I'm sure COVID hit you hard, Terry, for that for the esports side of things. Hopefully the repair side made up for it. But as we get out of COVID and people are doing more out, you've got opportunities. Talking to all the repair shop owners out there to maybe talk to your landlords in your existing locations, or if your lease is almost up, maybe look at bigger locations, where you can incorporate this concept, into what you do. But I love it, Terry, and I think it's a really great complementary business. So thanks for sharing that.
Sure, thank you.
So let's talk to Josh here a little bit. And Josh, again, is the CEO of Certified Sell, so certifiedsell.com. And Josh was kind enough to send me some slides. So I'm gonna hit your slides here, Josh, and you can talk and tell us all about it.
Yeah, thanks for the intro. Yeah, so Certified Sell, like I was telling you earlier, Rob, it's a consignment inventory program for wireless retailers and repair shops. A little bit of backstory, the co-founder of the company actually owns 4 brick and mortar repair shops, and we were trying to find a way to be more efficient when it came to selling devices. And I mean, the gambit is sort of the opportunity there, because some shops do carry a bunch of certified pre-owned inventory, and then there's other shops that say, no, I will never do that. And they've probably been burned before with devices that have depreciated, or maybe they tried buying them from people on Facebook, which I think you all know is really difficult. And so we started this program to say, hey, you know what, we understand that repair shops and wireless retailers, cash is a little tight, and there's all these sort of competitors for that money, whether it's marketing or different memberships for associations, or buying extra parts and offering new revenue streams. So we said, let's create a program that allows these folks to have quality certified pre-owned phones in their store, and they don't have to pay out of pocket for them up front. So how that works?
Let me jump in, Josh, real quick.
Yeah.
But, consignment, just so everybody understands, that's basically means that they don't buy all these devices up front, or have to have a big hunk of money up front to do business with you. They're going to get devices to sell, and then they pay for them once they sell them. That's basically what consignment is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They sign the agreement, and literally we ship you a box of phones, and you pay for them as you sell them to your customers. Because at the end of the day, people trust doing business with you, right? They don't know Certified Sell from anybody. So your customer walks in, wants to buy a phone, you sell it to them for whatever price you want, and then you go back into the Certified Sell system and then buy it from us after you've sold it to your customer. And you know exactly how much we're charging you for that phone in our system, and you mark it up as much as you want.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, just easy. We typically stock people with sort of 15 to 20 phones, and we try to make it really easy. Again, it's pay on purchase, so you pay us when someone bought it from you. People ask us, well, how do you check inventory? Well, we made it really easy. We've created an app that you literally just turn the phone on, hit the app, and it calls home. That's your inventory check. It literally takes 5 seconds per phone to check inventory. We didn't want to make it real difficult. And then everything else is electronically done. We do ACH payments, where if someone bought the phone from you and let's say they paid cash, well, you're not going to have the money in your account that night for us to pull it. So we wait 72 hours before we pull any payments, to give you the time to get the money in your account. And again, it's a B2B sale, so you know exactly what you're paying. It's tax-free. And we cover the devices on a 30-day manufacturer's defect warranty. So we do stand by what we sell. We certify every phone. We go through a thorough diagnostic and make sure that you're offering, great inventory to your customers.
Awesome. That's awesome. And so to sign up for the program, tell us what that process is like.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. And basically go to certifiedsell.com/join as partner. And I can, Rob, I think if you want to send an email out after this, we can send the link to everyone that wants to join. But you can go to certifiedsell.com and even just use the contact us to reach out to us. And we sign an agreement and we ship you a box.
Nice. I love the concept, because you're making it so simple for these guys to do business. You're right. I mean, with the consignment idea, I love that. And it's easy for them to sign up, easy for them to sell stuff, and generate some more revenue in their stores.
For sure.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So yeah, certifiedsell.com. Check them out and tell them Josh sent you. Of course, Josh is going to see all the business because he runs the joint. So, and tell everybody where you're located. You're in Nebraska, right?
Yeah, we're headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska. Operations manager sits through that wall, but our account executive, Michael, he's in Kansas City, and our marketing director's in California.
Nice. And you're from Canada originally, eh?
Yeah, don't hold it against me. Just speak slower so I can understand. We just got electricity, so this cell phone thing is like really new to me.
All right, I got you. I got you. Cool. Well, yeah, Josh is a great guy to do business with. Check out certifiedsell.com. To add devices to your repertoire there in your shop at really no cost. So
Absolutely. And find me on LinkedIn too, Joshua Hample. Feel free to.
yeah. Everybody get on LinkedIn. I think I'm connected to pretty much everybody on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I think it's a great way to network and find people all over the country, right? And that's another thing. If we look at our panel, of where we have everybody, they're all spread out all over the country. And which kind of transitions to Amanda, because Amanda is out in West Texas. Now, if you've never been to Texas, friends, first of all, it's like the longest state in the world. It may be even longer than California is top to bottom. I don't know. But I've been out there. My wife's from the Dallas area, and we've driven out to West Texas. And oh my gosh, it's like going to another country. But I love what you're doing, Amanda, at Tech Rehab, first of all. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into Tech Rehab? You were doing some marketing stuff beforehand. So tell us that story real quick.
Well, I've been in the internet industry since early 2000s. My business partner and I started a web design company back in 2007, 887 Media. And then we had the opportunity to buy a repair shop from a guy who we partnered with about 2013, I believe, somewhere around there. And since then, it's just taken off. We've opened up 2 stores, one in Amarillo, one in Hereford, and we've actually rebranded. They first started off as a different name, and we rebranded to Tech Rehab. And in that rebranding transition, we decided to, just find new ways to build foot traffic. And that's part of the reasons why I'm here today.
Yeah. No, I love, first of all, go check out her website, and people could hire you to do their website, correct?
Correct. Yes. For under 887 Media. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, your website is a great example of what any repair shop's website should be. It's clean. It's got great, easy to use functionality on it. And tells people what you do. So, great example for most of you. So I think that's how I first got interested in your company. But then I saw that you're an Amazon hub, and we talked about that last week. And I love this concept, right? So tell us, how you came up with that, how, why you did it, and what's happened since.
We've been a hub for about a year and a half now, and we actually started out in the Hereford area. Right before COVID hit, we purchased a building in Hereford that was going to give us like prime spot. And it's not a huge town, but it is booming. And so when we decided to sign up for Amazon Hub, we were just like, let's give it a shot. And next thing you knew, we were getting like 30 to 50 packages a week to hold for, their customers. And so that was bringing in, existing as well as new clientele for us that had never been in the store, and not to mention the new store. And so that really helped create brand awareness, and also, gave us the opportunity to, introduce ourselves and our products and services, and do a little bit of marketing. And that's, they come in, they pick up their package, and we give them a discount coupon to return, for services that we offer. And what I saw immediately was small purchases being made with just, accessories like charging blocks, charging cords. Just people are like, oh, you know what, I need one of these. Yeah. Just from picking up their packages. So it was really cool. It was really cool to see how it helped our industry.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome, and just makes so much sense, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I'll kind of jump off that, but whatever you can fill in here too. The idea with your stores, everybody, is not just being a repair shop or a cell phone repair shop, or something simple. You've got to differentiate yourself. You've got to expand, your idea of what you can be. And somebody suggested to me last week when I was talking to him that repair shops are in essence like a tech hub for their community, right? So, you know, you're providing a lot of tech support, you know, tech repair, obviously, you know, for the community around you. And so that's the idea of what we're talking about here, is adding in these things that can make you a more well-rounded tech hub, you know, for your community where they know they can trust you. And again, the Amazon hub side of things, Amanda, I love, and it sounds like it's been a success for you guys too. I had, let's see, I know I made another couple of slides here. Let's see what, oh yeah. I love this free phone cleaning that you guys on there, because to me that's also a great little kind of lure for little work, right? I mean, you know, you do what, maybe a couple minutes, 5 minutes to clean somebody's phone. How does that work for you? Do you see a lot of people come in with that?
Absolutely. You'd be surprised how a lot of people, they come in to get, you know, a speaker cleaned, or, you know, their charging port cleaned. And then it turns into an actual sale, because then, you know, we discover that their battery's swollen or their charging port's bad. And that also helps with, you know, with conversions to sales.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, you know, these are ads that are appearing. I forget where I pulled them, but you know, you make some good ads that are plain and simple, right? You know, that draw people in, and it's all about getting that foot traffic, you know, coming walking in your door. Even if they're not coming in for repair, you know, there's other opportunities that you're creating there. So I love what you're doing, Amanda. And you know, I know folks do you know much about how people would sign up for the Amazon Hub, you know, membership or whatever it's called? Partner?
Absolutely. We went through a company called PudoPoint that got us connected with Amazon and turned us into an Amazon hub counter. And, you know, they supply you with marketing materials. Unfortunately, people don't recognize PudoPoint versus Amazon Hub. So we had to kind of create our own graphics, and that's where my other company really did help out, you know, with that branding process. But it's a real easy program, you know, that they get you set up with. Amazon has its own app where you can check in and check out, you know, the packages for customers when they come pick up. UPS comes by every day and drops off a load of packages, you know, for us to store until, you know, the customers come pick up. And their app is really simple to use, and I highly do recommend it.
Yeah.
In
awesome.
fact, some of my competition in town is already signed up.
Well, you know, you're an innovator. They're gonna follow you or mimic you, compliment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to talk to you more too offline about how maybe I can get in touch with CudoPoint, see if we can integrate that with what we're doing with the Tech Care Association. We're going to be launching our opportunity portal sometime this fall, and that'll be a place where folks can go to find these type of resources. So add these different kind of things to their store, and then also your marketing company, because I think you're doing brilliant work there as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
and thanks for being on here, Amanda. I really appreciate it. All right, well, let's move over here to CoCo. CoCo, I love. I've been following her on Twitter for a while, and I was just enjoying, you know, what you're doing out there. So why don't you just, you know, give us a quick overview of what you do and how you got into it.
Okay, first of all, hello everybody, and thanks again, Rob, for having me on. I am CoCo, the CEO of CoCo Geek, and what it is an electronic and metal recycling company. But what I do is everything is based on pickups. So customers, all they have to do is go on the website, cocogeek.com, schedule a pickup, and I go to their house, their porch, they leave everything out on the porch, and I pick this stuff up. What gave me the idea was during the pandemic, because I started out doing repairs and stuff, but I'm a hands-on person. I love components. I love taking things apart. And I just noticed that here in Atlanta, it's not a lot of places where people can recycle electronics, or they don't know. People don't know. And the people who have the most waste is going to be residential clients. I do service commercial clients, but I focus mainly on residential because I find that you get the most e-waste, you can educate, and it's a community thing. So now it opens up to where the conversations about e-waste, my name is coming up a lot. So here in Atlanta, I was using an app called Nextdoor. I don't know if you guys use it. I highly recommend it. that is what launched my business. If it wasn't for that app, I'm not gonna say my business wouldn't be booming, but it really allowed me to turn it into a business because it started out as just me. I go by the name CoCo the Geek as well, but people kept referring to it as, oh, you guys picked this up. I like your company. They kept referring to it as a company. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to think of a name. I'm gonna just call it CoCo the Geek. So anyways, you can book it for free, put it on your porch, and I'll come pick it up. And the concept came about with COVID because, we wanted to be contactless. You didn't want to have to interact with a lot of people. So having them leave it on the porch means they can continue working from home, going to work. They don't even have to be home. Sometimes my clients can sold their house, they're long gone, and I'm getting this stuff off their porch. So it allowed me to also be able to move around freely and not have to worry about, okay, is this customer home? Am I going to be able to get inside? And I don't have to go inside anybody's home. So it keeps me away from them as well. So again, the process allowed me to really bring the community together and make Atlanta beautiful, because Atlanta is very wasteful and people throw out so much stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, I think that's true pretty much in any community. I love, the idea that you hooked in through Nextdoor, because, this business, this industry, the tech care industry is all about community. It's all about, the people around you. And that's what some people miss. They try to make their businesses have a far reach. But if you focus on the community around you, you're going to have a lot more success. And I think that's definitely what you've done, CoCo. I have up on the screen, I don't know if you saw it, your pickup too, right? It's a real simple interface. Again, love that. You're making it simple for people. You're basically saying, hey, just set it out for me. I'll come get it. No fuss, no muss, right? I mean, it's awesome.
Okay. I have people that are in their 50s and 60s tell me they can do. If you have a child that's 5 or 6, they can probably go on my website and schedule a pickup. It's very simple. There's only one time slot. Everybody gets 9 o'clock. Doesn't matter if I have 20 pickups, 5 pickups. Everybody gets 9 o'clock. You have to have your stuff out by before 9 o'clock. I have a route app that puts all the addresses in, and I say, hey, I want to go in a circle. I don't want to go all over Atlanta. I want to go in a complete circle.
There you go.
And there we go, pick everything up. Boom. And because it's like that, I could probably do 8 pickups in 30 minutes or less.
Nice. That's
First,
awesome.
trying to go to everybody's house and say, hey, I'm here. What's the stuff? Commercial clients is a little bit different, but again, I prefer residential because you just get way more stuff.
Yeah, I got you. And some of this you're turning around, reselling online. I know you have an eBay store, and do you sell elsewhere online too?
Yeah, I also look for buyers. I love doing B2B, business to business, and look for vendors. Because when you're in this business and you're starting out and you're by yourself, you cannot do everything. You have to delegate. So I'm not in the process to be able to have employees. So I look for buyers who I can say, hey, I have 100 laptops here or 5 TVs or monitors that work. Let's do a bulk deal. That way I can move the stuff and it's not just sitting. Because if it's sitting here, it's doing the same thing it was doing at these people's house, sitting, collecting dust. So I try to delegate, and I have an audio background. So I keep all the audio stuff that comes. I'm able to fix it, sell it to studios, musicians, etc. locally. I'm a one-on-one person. I don't really like to be, that's why I don't have like a commercial front, because I'm one-on-one. I like to be able to work directly with people. I just feel like that makes it better and they want to come back and do business, and it builds that trust. So I do a lot of local sales, and I prefer working with businesses because they're going to right thing,
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's another thing I love about this industry is that as a owner of a business, which you are, right? You can define, how you're going to work with people, right? And there's so many different opportunities out there that, you find your niche in things and you do that. So let me throw this out here. I didn't tell you ahead of time I was going to do it. But another thing, CoCo's, what is it? Just over a year or a year, a little more than a year you've been doing this?
It's been a year. August the 11th, 2020 is when I started. So this year makes a year.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second of all, I'm just going to throw this out to you guys. CoCo's doing some great work. And if you want to go to our website, cocothegeek.com, you'll find this link. And you can just drop her a little bit of money to help support the work that she's doing and help support, the growth of her business. So You know, hopefully we'll get some people from the webinar, but we'll get this up on YouTube later. And folks that are watching this on YouTube, just go and, you know, help out CoCo because she's doing some great work. So great job. Thank you for being here, CoCo. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate this. This means a lot to me. Thank you to everybody that's on the panel as well. I love hearing this. This is amazing. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So yeah, this kind of transitions us to, you know, to what Austin is doing with Elite Obsolete Electronics, right? Because he's taken stuff that most people consider, you know, obsolete, and he turns it into Elite Electronics. I don't know. I was trying to make a good play on words there. Yeah, Austin, tell us a little bit about what you do. Here's a couple of shots from Austin's website, but tell us about your business.
The business, really, I mostly do iPod Classics. To get into a little bit about the origins of the business, I worked at a third-party repair shop from 18 to 22 for about 4 years while I was in school. And by the end of it, I noticed people would come in with these iPods and they'd want to get them fixed. And, you know, I was never trained to work on the iPods. Neither were my coworkers. We didn't even know where to get parts. And so we just turn them away and tell them, hey, you know, it's probably easier if you just go and buy another one online. And one day I realized, you know, every day, thousands of people across the country are being told to go online and buy one of these. And I thought, hey, you know, it's a huge market. So I kind of went into it. I dropped out of college. I quit my job in April of 2019. So about 2.5 years ago, I just decided to go for it. And here we are. Yeah. So that's what I do. That's what I try and specialize in. I try to be the best at it. So
I love it. And do you, I thought I heard you say at one point you ship worldwide. Have you shipped out of the country?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. We ship from Kansas City. I ship everywhere I possibly can.
Okay. Awesome. And so most of the folks that are coming to you are looking to buy a new unit. Is that correct? Or do you just get repair work?
Revenue wise, it's about 50-50, but most orders are for parts themselves, which I heavily encourage people to repair them.
Okay.
But yeah,
cool.
I try and sell everything I can for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, for any repair people out there, here's a great resource on Austin's site for parts. And that's that screenshot there on the left-hand side of the screen. So you can go on there and find some of the parts that you might need for iPods, right? So, and it's all iPod Classics, you said?
I do iPod Classics. I also do iPod Mini, iPod Nano. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I do Xbox. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead, man. I'm listening to you.
One of the things I also noticed that people would come in with was controllers for game systems. You know, and our labor charge was $60, and you know, you can get a controller for $60. I never worked on one, so we had a lot of people that we were telling, you know, just go buy another one. So I do also sell Xbox controllers at the moment. So kind of a new thing, but
cool, love it. So one other thing I love that you do, and we didn't talk about this beforehand, but you use Returnly. Is that how I pronounce it, or they pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome way to do returns for your store that I'm sure makes things a lot easier for you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They handle everything about it. I have free returns for any reason, 30 days, and then every iPod I sell has a year warranty on it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. And it's a great resource. Y'all can go to the Returnly website. I think it's returnly.com. And find out about, you know, adding this if you do online sales, you know, because returns can be a hassle. And I know that this is a way to alleviate a lot of the hassle there. Has that made your job a lot easier, Austin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Returnly's helped a whole lot. Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you, Austin. I really appreciate you being on today. I love learning about your
Of course.
So Alex here is in the 3D printing business. And this is something that we're probably in the new year going to do a whole webinar on, first of all, because there is so much potential in 3D printing. And when I first hooked up with Alex and talked to him about things, I was surprised when he told me that there's been so many changes in the last 6 months. Because when I looked at it about a year ago, you know, I didn't see, or well, I saw some potential, but I thought it was a ways off. But it seems like now 3D printing is really becoming a big thing and becoming something that people can add to their business. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess let me just start with a little bit of backstory. The CEO of this company, his name's Igor. He also owns and runs an escape room in Fairfax. And so when Corona and the lockdown and everything hit, obviously the escape room had to close. And so there was just this whole building with a bunch of empty space, nothing to do in it. So we decided to start the 3D printing studio. And when we first started out, we didn't have too much kind of direction on what we were doing with it. We would just do like a couple of custom orders here and there. And then we started to more or less narrow our focus into what we're doing. And something that we see a lot of are people looking for parts for things, and the part doesn't exist anymore, right? So like really old tech, any kind of like, especially converters and things like that for parts that don't quite fit together. And something, the kind of niche that we decided to fill is the gap between, there are 3D printing services. There are plenty of 3D printing services that you can find online, but they're all focused towards businesses. And when you go and look at them, a lot of them even require you have a business email in order to even sign up and purchase anything from them. And they'll have like minimum of 100, 150, 200 order minimums. And there's no real way around that. So we thought, all right, well, that kind of entirely leaves out both individuals looking for parts and then also like small businesses. And so we decided that we're going to have everything every service you could possibly need to get to an end product all in one place. So all a client has to do is they just need to come to us with a description of what they need, right? Hey, this is the part, this is what it has to fit into, these are the dimensions. And we're like, all right, that's all we need. We'll take it from there. And we have a 3D modeler. We obviously have, I think 12 printers now. And then we also have kind of an artist that works more on the kind of, statues and display pieces and things like that. But the one thing I want people to take away is you don't like I said, we have 12 3D printers here. They're all, over $300, $400, $500 a piece, but you don't need, 50 printers in order to kind of get stuff started and integrate that into what you're doing. For example, one of the most recent ones we got, it's I think $360 right now new, but there's always sales and whatnot on them. And it's a ridiculously high quality, super fast printer. And you can get a part designed, made, started on the printer and have it done the next day, right? And and like you said, it's incredible how fast things are moving in the 3D printing industry and all of the innovation that's coming out and things like that. And I think people don't really realize the vast possibilities you can have with 3D printing. We've printed, we've had 4, 5, 6 clients that have just like inventions that they've come up with. They needed prototypes. We made that for them. We had someone come in recently and he needed parts for his boat that he needed, that he couldn't get anywhere else. And so we made that for him. We had someone come in the other day and it was for this speaker system. I'm not entirely sure the specific details on what the purpose of the part was, but it had something to do with his speaker system. And he had a really old speaker system that he liked. And he had no way to get the part. So we just kind of took measurements, made it for him, printed it out, picked it up a couple of days later. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my next slide, here's, I took some of this stuff off you guys' web. So when I'm talking to the repair shop owners out there about being a tech hub, this is a potential. There's ways you can print parts, for like Alex was saying, some older electronics. There's also some modification pieces that I've seen that people can print to help an existing piece of electronic work better or stand better. I was surprised though, Alex, you were telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, one of the most popular things you guys have going on right now is people's pets. You're printing 3D models of their pets, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically people will send us anywhere from 6 to 10 photos of their pet, and that is all we need for them, right? So we take those 6 to 10 photos. We have our 3D modeler who creates a custom 3D model based off those photos. So your 3D model that you get and that is printed for you is 100% unique and identical to your pet. We printed out the standard size is 12 inches tall. Right now we're working on one that's 40 inches tall. So it's actually full size, 1-to-1 size of the dog they're getting it for. And then our artist just goes in and hand paints it afterwards, and she just does some amazing work. And I think these pet statues really are a good indication of like how the precision that these printers can get. And then the vast possibilities with it, again, like I mentioned, and then like you brought up really good points, accessories and things for different kinds of phones. Like, I don't know the last time I saw a phone case available for like an old iPod. I know, pardon me, I don't quite remember your name, and I think it was Austin, right? He's
Austin,
doing
yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to get accessories and cases and stands and whatnot for those. But right now on our printers right now, we have basically a case, a stand, and a couple other accessories for every Apple and Samsung device that's come out in the past 30 years, right? Just ready to go as soon as someone wants it.
Yeah, that's a big potential I see for like these shops, again, being tech hubs in their communities, you know, where people can come in and these 3D printers basically, you know, make you on-site manufacturing. So for a repair shop owner, instead of, you know, having to order 500 units so you have it at a price, you know, you can resell it and make a profit, you can actually make this stuff, you know, for customers. And I see that as great potential in the future and great opportunity for shops to be involved in. So, you know, something I recommend now is get into 3D printing, maybe. And what's a good cheap unit to buy right now, Alex, if somebody wanted to just kind of test drive?
Now, if you were to want to get something just to kind of mess around with a little bit there, so any of the Anycubic printers are going to be just fantastic. They're kind of, a lot of the 3D printers, all of the bigger 3D printing companies, like there's Creality, that makes like the Ender line, there's Anycubic, and there's a couple others. A lot of them are based out of China. And because of that, some of the companies, their quality control and things like that is not the best. So I would definitely, if you're looking for one to kind of start out with, is stick with Anycubic. They are number one. They're also one of the most popular ones, which means any kind of third-party upgrades that you can add to the computer are almost add to the printer are almost definitely going to be compatible with any of the Anycubic ones. I think the Mega S, it's called the i3 Mega S. I think it's like $200, something like that, and it is a fantastic printer for the price. And as long as you're mainly sticking to kind of smaller things, I think. As long as it's within, I think it's like 7 by 7 by 8 inches, then it'll fit within that print bed, and you'll be able to get it kind of banged out. And it prints ridiculously fast. I mean, if you are into 3D printing, you're not really know how this translates, but it prints at 100. It prints at 100 millimeters per second. Is how fast the nozzle there goes, which is quite quick. Even a year ago, the fastest you'd be looking at would be like 50. Yeah. Right. So within a year, doubling print speeds and things like that.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, we're going to do a full webinar in the new year on 3D printing, because I think it just holds so much potential. And look at, getting some of the names of these companies and maybe partnering with them to get discounts for our members and such, and Alex, I want to have you back on too, because you're a wealth of knowledge, man. I love it. So, a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
We would be definitely happy to.
I appreciate it. And it's Bonds 3D printing, or bonds3d.com is the website, correct?
Yeah, bonds3d.com, and then the company is Bonds 3D Studio. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So last but not least, Laura, is my ad here, and this is a great service. In fact, Terry, before Laura have you speak, Terry, just say that you love them.
I absolutely love them. I've been referring customers to Gilware probably for at least 5 years. And everything that they do helps our customers. When we can't help them directly, I refer them to Gilware.
Awesome. See, Laura, he just did your job for you, right?
Yeah, that was easy. Thank you, Terry.
Talk to us about Gilware and what all you guys are doing with the partner program, Laura.
Sure. So Gilware recovers data from any type of device that has data on it. So cell phones, computer, hard drive, flash drive, SD card, RAIDs, tablets, etc. We were founded about 20 years ago by two brothers when the youngest brother lost his hard drive during college. His laptop failed. So he began searching around, found really high prices, didn't love the process, and thought that we could do it better. So since then, we've been recovering hundreds of thousands of devices, and we partner with computer repair shops throughout the country. So when they have exhausted all of their options, then like Terry said, they'll refer them to us. And it's a pretty simple process. So we will pay to have the device shipped to us. We evaluate it completely for free. If the cost is not agreeable to the client, then the process can end there. We can just send it back to them. If they do decide they want to go through with it, then we would recover the data. And if successful, we will send each partner a referral check as a thank you. And of course, if we're unsuccessful, there's no charge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And so you guys, you know, folks can sign up for your partner program by contacting you, and I'll have that on the screen here in a second. But I mean, they could just sign up, right, and join as a partner and be working with you guys almost immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Very immediately. So it's super easy to sign up. Essentially, we just need some contact information, but then we'll put them into our system. It'll generate a partner number for them, and we'll send them out some brochures in the mail, which will have their partner number on it. They can just hand it to their customer. That'll have our contact information and just some basic details about us. And then we'll take it from there.
Nice, nice. I know, you know, a lot of repair folks, you know, do data recovery, you know, but a lot don't, first of all, you know, but, you know, there's a point too where, you know, you got to kind of turn it over to somebody who does it full time, right? You know, so this is a great way to partner. It's a great way just to, you know, get it out of your shop, especially if you're busy, and have them do all the heavy lifting for data recovery, and then make a few bucks, you know, on the other side of things. So it's a really great service to have for almost any repair shop out there.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to the checks that we send them, we find that when they put data recovery on their website, that's going to increase foot traffic, which everybody wants. And also, when somebody has a device that needs data recovery, a lot of the times they're going to need to buy a new device. So they'll buy a new device from you.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I mean, you provide them a valuable service and they appreciate that and come back to you.
Right.
You know, that just makes a lot of sense. You make along the way. So here's the information about Gilware's special offer. First of all, again, this is a very generous offer. You just sign up by tomorrow, close of business, and you're going to get a free gift box sent out to you, and then be entered in that drawing to win $100. And we're not sure if it's cash, credit, or Bitcoin. We're absolutely not sure. Or as promised, that there will be $100 for one lucky winner there, and all of the info is below, including how to contact Laura directly to sign up for the program. So I highly recommend it. And I know some folks are going to be watching this on YouTube later. In fact, that's where we expect most people to watch this, but they're going to miss out on that. So, you know, just a reason in the future when we have webinars, join us live, because we give away stuff, right? Which is pretty nice. So, and we love having people live. If anybody's got a question, I should have mentioned this before because we only got 3 or 4 minutes here. But if anybody's got a question, drop it in the chat. I don't know if any of you guys have a question for anybody else on the panel, but, you know, thought I'd open that up.
Alex, yeah, the cases for those iPods are pretty difficult to find. I'd say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just there's no like incentive for, like, you know, large scale manufacturers to kind of keep making those, right, if no one's really buying them new or anything like that anymore. So yeah. It's definitely one of our more popular things, or popular services, kind of like accessories for things that don't have accessories being sold for them anymore.
So cool. I knew 3D printing was going to get questions. So Alex, here's a question from somebody that says, how do you charge for 3D printing?
Got it. Yeah. So we try and keep it as simple as possible because we're kind of more focused towards individuals. We do everything we can to keep our prices as low as possible. So it starts with a $50 setup fee, right? That covers kind of getting the print started, and then also kind of the work involved in getting it started, and then basically renting out the printer, because if you're using it, no one else can. And then we charge per gram that it'll take to print the item, and then per hour. So, like, for example, one of those phone cases there, right? If you were to just get one, it would be probably around, you know, $55, $55, $56, something like that. But then if you were to get maybe 5, you're only looking at like $60 or $70. So that $50 setup fee is per print, and you can choose to add as many things on that as you want, right? So you can get, theoretically, you can get 5 completely different things As long as it's contained within one order, it's one $50 setup fee.
And the advantage there that I could see at least is like a family, maybe that wants to get personalized cases, you know, with their name on it, or a small business that wants to make some little giveaways for their business or for their employees. You know, that's when you get into more bulk, right? As opposed to the one-off type orders.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
We've already got a couple. Another big one is we get companies coming in a lot that want to make like a limited time item, right? So like they're only selling this version of this item that they make for like a month, and so we'll just kind of create that limited stock for them and then send it out, because it's way cheaper if you're just going to do it through like us than to do it through some manufacturer, just because you're only going to be selling it for like a month or something like that.
I gotcha. And again, we've got another 3D printing question. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so Saray is asking, what is the cost to purchase the iPhone custom template?
So it would depend on which kind of iPhone you were looking for. Off the top of my head, I don't know exactly, but I would say probably around, so that $50 setup fee, and then plus probably like $5-6. So
Okay.
probably $5-6 per case.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So we're going to, again, just to mention to everybody, we're going to do more on 3D printing, because this is an incredible growth opportunity, I think, within the tech care industry. So we'll do a full session in the new year sometime, maybe earlier, since we have so much interest. And I love that stuff. Does anybody, I've got one last, what's coming in last? Excited to hear about Certified Cell, David says, and he's going to be reaching out to you. So I'm sure there's others. Y'all don't have to keep telling me you're excited, but that's cool. Josh put in the chat his email. Nice, Josh. You are on top of it. I told you, he is a hands-on CEO right there, Mr. Josh is. So, I am trying to, there we go. Our prize drawings, just so everybody knows, we used to call them out during, but we had some problems there. So we're going to randomly draw the winners from the attendees, only the attendees. We've got your email address and everything there, so you'll be contacted if you're one of our winners. And then we'll post the winners too. We got to start doing that. We hadn't done that in the past. We'll post the winners on social media. Although, you know, you're going to get some great stuff from any of these guys if you do business with them. So that wraps up our time. It's 3:15. I always promise to end on time. I want to thank everybody for being a part of our webinar this week. I won't mention each of you individually because you're there on the screen. People can read your names. They've already heard great stuff for you. You're all awesome people. I really appreciate everything that you've done on and helping people. So that ends our time together. Going to end with a little Louis Armstrong. Thank you all for being here, and we look forward to next month on October 28th for our next webinar that's free. And check us out on techcareassociation.org. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for having us. Have a good one.
What a wonderful world.